Greetings from Indus Valley Public School Raj. Welcome to e-learning class of English class 10th, where we were doing a lesson from Footprints Without Feet, lesson number 9. Name of the lesson is Bholi, and this lesson is written by K A Abbas. Children, in this lesson we have seen the main protagonist Bholi now started going to school, and how her life changed we will be seeing. So now coming to the overview from part 2. Bholi's father took her to school and handed over to headmistress, who was very kind and polite to her. She encouraged her to study and speak with confidence. This filled hope in Bholi, and she began to go to school every day. Years passed and her village upgraded into a small town with some facilities like a cotton mill, a cinema, and the primary school being converted into secondary school. One day Bholi's parents decided to marry her to a lame person, man equivalent to father's age, who was a widower but was rich and had not demanded any dowry. They thought it to be the best marriage proposal for their dumb daughter and fixed up her marriage. All this conversation was being heard by भोली. तो भोली ये सारी बातें अपने पेरेंट्स की सुन रही थी. Now children, when we will be able to complete this part of the story, then we will be able to find out why does the marriage not taken place, why Bholi has rejected the proposal of marriage, and what she decided to do after cancelling the wedding. Now coming towards the explanation, Bisambar Nath, he was the bridegroom, was a well-to-do grocer. Grocer means a person who keeps day-to-day needs ka thing as well as vegetables and all types of material of day-to-day need like sugar, tea, wheat, flour, whatever it's required by day-to-day things. He came with a big party of friends and relations with him for the wedding. So in his wedding, all his friends, family members, everybody was included. So a big crowd was gathered for the marriage. A brass band playing a popular tune from an Indian film headed the procession with the bridegroom riding a decorated horse. So now what happened? You have already seen what is the scene of marriage, like bridegrooms used to sit on horse, that horse is very decorated and different song is being sung. So similarly all things were happening. Procession means the people who is following the bridegroom. ठीक है, पूरा जो आपके रैली टाइप के निकलते हैं ना बारात, the same thing is procession. So Ramlal was overjoyed to see such pomp and splendor. So Ramlal, father of Bholi, he was very much happy to see कि such a beautiful decoration is there, such a beautiful crowd is there, because he never expect that his daughter is going to get such a big celebration on the wedding. इतनी अच्छी शादी उसकी होगी, such a luxurious marriage will be there. He had never dreamt that his fourth daughter would have such a grand wedding. Bholi's eldest sister, who had come for the occasion, were envious for her luck. So now all other sisters, they were feeling jealous of Bholi because she is getting such a rich person and the celebration is so grand, so much decoration is there. So because of all these things, her elder sisters were getting jealous. When the auspicious moment came, the priest said, "Bring the bride." So now when moment came for bride to attend that ceremony, then the priest asked to bring the bride. Bholi, clad in a red silken bridal dress, was led to the bride's place near the sacred fire. So now Bholi, dressed up, fully covered in the red dress, she came near to that sacred fire जहाँ पे marriage is considered. Marriage was supposed to happen. Garland the bride, one of his friends prompted Bisambar Nath. So now the friends of Bisambar, they are telling to Bisambar, now put the garland over bride. Bride के garland पहनाई जाए. So now next is the bridegroom lifted the garland of yellow marigold. So now as soon as one of the friend of Bisambar Nath said to put the garland, so So that garland was made up of yellow color का marigold, means जो marigold flower होता है उसकी जो garland था, he just put it, lift किया bridegroom ने. A woman slipped back the silken veil from the bride's face. तो जो उसने कवर था उसका फेस रेड कलर से, सिल्क कलर से बोली का, that was shifted back. December took a quick glance. The garland remained poised in his hands. अब उसने जैसे जैसे उसका जो कवर था फेस का, वो फेस हटा भोली का. So now immediately December saw the face of Bholi and he noted down that pokes marks जो उसके फेस में small pox से आए गए थे. Then immediately he saw that mark and he was poised. He stopped for a while. Immediately he was about to put the garland, but he stopped at that moment. He became statue by seeing that. The bride slowly pulled down the veil over her face. So now what happened? After when she came to know the veil has been removed, so she slowly pulled down that veil. She covered her face. Have you seen her? Said December to the friend next to him. She has poke marks on her face. So now when December saw that thing, he immediately told his friend, did you notice that something was there on her face? That was poke marks. तो immediately December told to his friend who was standing next to him, जो उसके बगल में खड़ा था, उसको बोला, so what, you are not young either. तो उसका friend उसको reply करता है, क्या हुआ, तुम कौन से बड़े young हो, you are also old enough, you are also widower. Maybe, but I am to marry her. Her father must give me 5,000 rupees. So now December is saying that whatever, I am elder or I am not younger, whatever the matter will be. For this, his father had hidden all these things to me. Now he has to pay a dowry of rupees 5,000 to me. So now what happened? Ramlal went and placed his turban, his honor, at December's feet. Do not humiliate me so. Take 2,000 rupees. So now what happened? Ramlal, he did not have too much of money to pay December. So now he pleaded. He has put all his things on the feet of December. So he is saying that please do not do all this thing. Please do not humiliate. मेरी बेइज्जती मत करो. मेरे पास इतना ही है. Please take 2,000 rupees from me. So now what December is saying? No, 5,000 or we go back. Keep your daughter. So December Nath in his full pride, he is saying that no, I will take 5,000 or else I will not marry your daughter. I will go with all my procession and keep your daughter with yourself. Immediately he rejected. If he really wants to get her daughter married to December, then he had to pay 5,000. Be a little considerate, please. If you go back, I can never show my face in the village. So now Ramlal, he is asking for the mercy and telling them, please understand, please do not go, otherwise my whole image will be crushed in front of the village people and I will not be able to show my face in the village. मेरी पूरी बेइज्जती हो जाएगी गाँव वालों के सामने और मैं उनके सामने कभी फेस नहीं दिखा पाऊंगा. He said this thing. Then out with 5,000. Immediately December said, okay, if you really want your respect to be continued in the village, then immediately give me 5,000. Tears streaming down his face, Ramlal went in, opened the safe and counted out notes. He placed the bundle at the bridegroom's feet. So now bridegroom, immediately he went inside the house. He was crying, tears were rolling down to his cheeks. Then somehow he managed the money and he put the money over the feet of bridegroom, that is December Nath's feet. He put the money. Now what happened? On December's greedy face appeared a triumphant smile. तो अब उसके फेस में विक्ट्री की स्माइल, जीत की स्माइल, खुशी की स्माइल आ गई, because he got 5,000 rupees for the wedding purpose. He had gambled and won. Give me the garland, he announced. तो उसने बोला अब उसने जो चाहा वो हो गया. He just won, and then now after getting 5,000, he said, give me the garland, I'll put the garland. Once again the veil was slipped back from the bride's face, but this time her eyes was not downcast. Now again that uh, cloth, it came down from, as that cloth was covering the face, but this time she was not looking down, she was not having any kind of shyness, but what she was having, she was looking up, looking straight at the prospective husband, and in her eyes there was neither anger nor hate, only cold contempt. So now what happened this time, when this veil was removed, when this parda was removed from her face, so she was not feeling shy, but instead she was looking in the eyes of her prospective would be husband, not the husband really, would be husband, जो होने वाला husband है, उसकी आंखों में देख रही थी, जहाँ उसको क्या था, उसको सिर्फ ना उसकी आंखों में ना एंगर था ना ही नफरत थी. What she was having, disrespect for that person. उसके लिए disrespect हो गई थी. Contempt means disrespect. Bisambar raised the garland to place it round the bride's neck. So now Bisambar ने garland उठाया और bride के गले में पहनाने वाला था. What happened? But before he could do so, Bholi's hand struck out like a streak of lightning and the garland was flung into the fire. She got up and threw away the veil. तो अब जैसे वो माला पहनाने ही वाला था, तो भोली ने क्या किया, हाथ पकड़ा, गार्लैंड को फेंका एंड दैट, और अपना घूंघट वेल हटा दिया वहाँ से. Now what happened? Pitaji, said Bholi in clear loud voice, and her father, mother, sister, brother, relation and neighbors were startled to hear her speak without even the slightest tremor. So now what happened, she removed that thing, veil from her face, she had thrown the garland, and immediately she told Pitaji without any stammering voice. Without means any kind of स्लैग, मतलब कि उसका कोई रुक के बिना हिचकिचाते हुए, बिना वो आवाज़ के, स्टैमरिंग के, उसने कहा पिताजी. एंड व्हेन ऑल द पीपल हर्ड, दे वर एस्टोनिश्ड, दे वर सरप्राइज्ड कि बिना हकलाए हाउ कैन शी से ऑल दिस थिंग without stammering, how can she say all this with Pitaji and all. So everybody was surprised, and what she said, Pitaji, take back your money, I'm not going to marry this man. So now she was in anger, she was in totally contempt, and she said, she asked her father to take the money whatever he kept over the feet of Bisambar's Nath, and he said immediately to take the money, and she announced that she is not going to marry this person. Ramlal was thunderstruck. The guest began to whisper, so shameless, so ugly and so shameless. So now whosoever was there, they started telling she was so shameless, so ugly and so shameless girl. Everybody started saying, because this Bholi started opposing the marriage. Bholi was, are you crazy? Shouted Ramlal. So Ramlal shouted at her whatever she was doing and said, are you going mad? Are you getting mad? If you want to disgrace your family, have some regard for our izzat. So now whatever she was doing, she was not praised, but she was cursed for that. And now her father was saying, at least think for our izzat, at least हमारी कुछ इज्जत है उसको देखो, why you are behaving in such a disgusting manner. For the sake of your izzat, said Bholi, I was willing to marry this lame old man. So now Bholi is saying, for your own image, for your own dignity, for your own izzat, I simply got ready to marry this lame person. Otherwise I would have rejected it. But I will not have such a mean, greedy and contemptible coward as my husband. So now she is saying that for your dignity I was ready to marry this fellow, this lame old fellow, but now I cannot consider such a greedy, मतलब लालची and offensive person. Contemptible means offensive, मतलब जो किसी की नहीं सुनता, बस अपने आप में लगा रहना, as my husband. So I want. So she strongly opposed to get married from this greedy person. What a shameless girl. We all thought she was a harmless cow, dumb cow. So now all the family member, mother started saying, "Ki, what kind of girl she is? She's arguing with her father in front of the whole village, and she doesn't have any kind of shame at all. She is saying that I will not be getting married to this person." तो उसने इस तरह से उसके जो मम्मा उसको रिवर्ट करने लगी. Boli turned violently and on the old woman. Sorry, this thing, what a shameless girl. This was said by the woman over there. So now Boli is telling to that woman, yes, auntie, you are right. मतलब कि whatever you are saying, I'm a shameless girl. Yes, I am. I'm accepting that I'm shameless. You all thought I was a dumb driven cow. मतलब आप लोग को मैं काऊ लग रही थी जो कुछ बोलती नहीं है, जहाँ चाहो वहाँ भेज दो. But I'm not like that. That's why you wanted to hand over me over to this heartless creature, this person who doesn't have any kind of respect, who does not have any kind of feelings or emotions, so that you want me to go to this fellow because I am not speaking, I am not opposing anything, because you people are considering me dumb as a cow और मुझे इस इंसान के पास भेज रहे थे. But now the dumb cow, the stammering fool is speaking. Do you want to hear more? अब वो बोली जो चुप रहती थी, जो स्टैमर करती थी, अब वो बोल रही है और भी आपको कुछ सुनना है तो मैं आपको अब सुनाऊँ. अभी तक तो मैं कुछ बोली नहीं, but now I'm going to speak a lot. Bisambarnath, the grocer, started to go back with his party. The confused bandmen thought this was the end of the ceremony and struck up a closing song. So now Bisambarnath, he just started and he asked all his people to go back. So now what happened, this all bandman, they thought कि अब शादी ख़त्म हो चुकी and everything, so they started giving closing note. जो end में गाने बजते हैं, he started giving that way. Ramlal stood rooted to the ground, his head bowed low with way of grief and shame. So Ramlal का क्या है, पूरा जो head था वो शर्म से नीचे झुका हुआ था. He was standing without any motion, simply he was standing that way. The flames of sacred fire slowly died down. तो जो sacred fire वहाँ पे शादी के लिए की गई थी, wedding के लिए की गई थी, वो भी वहाँ पे end हो गई. Everyone was gone. Ramlal turned to Bholi and said, "But what about you? No one will ever marry you now. What shall we do with you?" So now Ramlal, he was very sad, and now he was again very much concerned about Bholi. What will happen to Bholi, who is going to marry after such an incident? Nobody will marry. How she is going to spend her life? What they will do with Bholi? So all these things came to Bholi's father's mind. So now what she is saying? And Sulekha said in a voice, so now Sulekha, that means the name of Bholi, the real name of Bholi. She said in a very calm voice, in a very polite voice, what she said, "Don't worry, Pitaji." So now she is consoling her father. "In your old age, I will serve you and mother." Means I am going to take care of you as well as of mother. And I will teach in the same school where I learned so much. So now she said, "Okay, fine, nobody should marry me. I will spend my life like this. I will serve in the same school where I learned so much thing, where I started speaking everything. So I'm going to teach in that particular school. Isn't it that right, ma'am?" And now Bholi started looking at her ma'am, who was standing there. The teacher had all along stood in a corner watching the drama. So her teacher was also there. She was looking what was happening. And now when Bholi said to her father that she is going to take care of him as well as of her mother, and she is going to continue teaching in the school where she got all these kind of education, and she confirmed from her teacher, who was looking at all kind of things that was happening in the ceremony. "Yes, Bholi, of course," she replied, and in her smiling eyes was the light of the deep satisfaction that an artist feels when contemplating the completion of the masterpiece. So now what happened? when Bholi asked her teacher that whatever she was saying it's correct or not, then her teacher, she said yes, everything is correct, whatever she was saying and whatever she has observed, and teacher was having satisfaction, and this satisfaction was similar to the way an artist feel when whenever that artist sees that his masterpiece once it was come, means the way Bholi has reacted in that ceremony, and that teachers saw the reaction of Bholi कि पहले वो कुछ नहीं बोलती थी और इतनी मेहनत टीचर ने की, and now she reacted. So that teacher was feeling very happy कि whatever she thought, whatever she want to see, everything was reflected in this girl. This girl stand against the injustice of the society. She criticized the injustice. She was really very happy. So this is what we have seen in this story. So now I hope you have understood the lesson. So we have one question in the beginning of this video, and that was, what was that question? Why does the marriage not take place? So marriage did not take place because Bholi refused to marry December. She said that she was willing to marry that old man only because of her father's honor. However, seeing pockmarks on Bholi's face, December forces Ramlal to pay 5,000 rupees as dowry. And recognizing that the man was mean, greedy and contemptible, she had decided not to go ahead with the marriage. So this is the reason for not taking place of marriage. So now the theme of the lesson is that the major theme of the story, Bholi, is the impact of family on children. Bholi is a little girl who fails to develop self-confidence because of her parents' attitude towards her. The story hints that family support and emotion security is essential for proper child's development. So support भी चाहिए, emotional attachment भी चाहिए child के development के लिए. We learn from the story that proper support and emotional security can lead to the child's development. And one more thing we have seen that how a girl stand against the social injustice in the society. So it is compulsory to oppose whatever injustice is happening in the society. So my dear children, hope you have understood the video, hope you have understood the lesson well. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you so much.